Hello and welcome to Hairdressing Live. Today we have Alfaparf Academy manager, a multi-award-winning colorist and 30 years of experience within the industry. Welcome, Beatrice Moate.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh my God, do you know what? I know Bea a long time. We used to work together and I mean, you've just gone on from strength to strength, but I truly do believe you found your home in education, right? I
think so, yeah.
But before we get into that, tell me a little bit about, well, tell our viewers a little bit about you and a little bit about your background and where you started off.
Yeah. So, as you said, I'm hairdressing 30 years now.
You could not tell at all.
I obviously started when I was 5.
Yes, of course.
So, I started in the UK and worked in a salon there. It's quite funny, really. The first salon I worked in, I was there for a couple of years, and my employer told me, give it up, you're never going to make a hairdresser. So 30 years later, yeah, you'll never do it. So 30 years later, here I am to tell the story.
That was it. That was the inspiration you got, really.
Absolutely was. Yeah, absolutely was. I thought I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Sometimes there's a silver lining there, right?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think there's a moral to that, and that's, you know, no matter how many times you get knocked down, if you want to be a hairdresser, don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Brush yourself down, get back up.
Keep going. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, as they say. So. Yeah, so then I went to work for Tony & Guy in London. I always found that colour was my passion. So that company allowed me to specialise in colour. I cut beforehand, but not great.
I think it was an era there, though, wasn't it?
I think so, definitely, yeah.
Colour technicians
yes,
and cutters, wasn't
yeah,
it?
absolutely, yeah. I do think, like your Sassoons, your Tony & Guy were probably the kind of people that laid the path for that, because certainly, I don't know about yourself, but the salon that I came from, you had to do everything at the time. So, as I said, my passion was in colour. So I went to join Tony & Guy in London, had a fantastic time there, and then came to Ireland, and then I met you, obviously. That was it then for me.
You know what? I was about to ask you what was your highlight of your career, and that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. I was going to give up hairdressing at that point.
Do you know,
I couldn't think how much better it could get.
Wasn't I the best person ever to work with?
Absolutely.
Sorry, David. I'm only joking. I mean, apart from David,
you know, obviously
you joined Alfaparf then?
Joined Alfaparf, yeah. Became full-time education within colour. My passion was always colour. And I think I organically fell into the teaching side for Tony & Guy as well. You know, I would do classes, and when I was in London, I taught for their beginners course and everything. And it lit my fire, education. So I came to work for Expert, and they allowed me to educate for their Alfaparf brand. And that was 11 years ago. So, you know, time flies when you're having fun.
Do you know what? Can I just say, I mean, you got that position as an educator. I mean, back before you got that position in education, I mean, if anybody wants to get into education themselves or become an educator, you know, the journey that you went through to get there, I mean, ultimately, it's bloody hard graft, right? It's hard graft.
Yeah.
You have to put a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
And you dedicate your life to it, right?
Oh,
it's something you've always done. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
You were an artistic director. You did. You went through the whole sort of presentation part. You got the artistic director position, and then there's a lot of work that goes into
there's
that.
No
it's
easy
not a title
path.
Just given to you.
Absolutely not. No, there's no easy path. Being an educator, there's lots of things that you have to be able to do. One, you have to have empathy. You have to have patience. You have to be able to talk to all walks of hairdresser. There's some people that will take information very quickly. Some people don't take it so quickly, and you have to have that empathy for everyone. Yeah. I think, you know, within teaching, in all walks of life, not just in hairdressing, but certainly from my point of view, I think what got me onto the path of teaching was doing classes. Right. Yep. You know, so I was asked if I would do classes in the salon that I worked in at the time, and then it kind of organically progressed from there. I upskill myself all of the time. I think that's really important. Just because you've gone into education doesn't mean that now you're an educator. You don't have to upskill yourself. You always do. And whether that's in techniques, whether it's in, you know, kind of communications, whatever the skill might be, it's very important.
But even just the sort of the basics of understanding, or even actually the basis of even just getting models in and trying new things.
Yeah.
And actually, when you said getting knocked down, do you know what? The amount of horrible things I've done before I get the good things.
Yeah.
Do you know what? And I keep saying this over and over again. It's like you have to do a lot of bad looks, a lot of bad haircuts, a lot of bad colours before you get the good colours, right?
Absolutely.
I suppose obviously
Although
you get to a stage.
bad colour, so
I know, I know that. But you get to a stage. I guess you get to a stage. I mean, I'm talking about training. When people are training to get there, where they want to go, it's like they have to do a lot of bad things to get to the good things.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
I think definitely. I remember.
Especially if you're pushing the boundaries or even trends and the way they're going. Do you know what I mean? You need to be able to adjust yourself or even try these things, because fear stops people from progressing.
Yeah.
And if you have the fear of actually failing, then you're
never going to.
You'll never do it, right?
But the advantage nowadays that you have, and I think you'll agree, social media.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Hairdressing Live, which is amazing. It's such, a nugget for everybody to have a piece of.
Yeah.
So there's, you've got all these amazing, talented people doing these masterclasses for you, and at a minimal cost that can be watched at their own convenience.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for people to say, oh, I can't do that course, I can't get on that course, when it's there for them. The other side as well is research. I remember somebody talked to me about, can you show me a new balayage technique? This is a few years ago. And I had no idea what they were talking about. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll go through some, straight onto YouTube.
Yeah.
So you have that massive advantage nowadays, whereas when I was training, it was magazines.
It was magazines, yeah. And they were black and white.
And you tried to figure out,
They
what
weren't
part
even
of the
in
head was that? Yeah, they weren't even in colour.
I'm only joking, Pete. He's not that old, okay? But look, in regards to being a good educator, what's the? Are we looking at it right here?
Absolutely.
This is it. This is how what a good educator looks like.
Just copy everything.
Well, what was it? You said empathy there. I think that's it.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
that's it.
I know that when I was working full-time in the salon, some of the assistants that I helped to educate would always say to me, you're really easy to listen to. You don't lose your patience. You explain things in a way that we understand. That's another story. And I think it's really important to keep hold of that. So, we don't all understand the same language. And I don't mean different countries or anything like that. But, somebody could talk me through a haircut and I'd be like, I have no idea what they're talking about. So it's making sure that you are catering for everyone in front of you. Yeah. So if I start talking about certain mixing ratios and so on, some people don't understand what I'm talking about. So I'm quite good at reading people. So I'll always stop and say, do you understand everything? Because if you don't, tell me and I'll help you understand. Yeah. And I think that's the thing. Never self-indulge yourself in education. It's not about me. Yeah. It's about me sharing.
That's so true.
And I think that's important.
Yeah. I think that's a very, very good point. That is actually, because people, it's like a self-indulgent thing to present themselves. And,
absolutely, yeah. And you see it from time to time. Obviously not in you, but
if you can add value to somebody's life by what you're saying, I mean, that's absolutely incredible.
I get a great kick out of seeing people develop. Oh my God, a great kick out of it. I get very proud, and sometimes I get a bit soppy and a bit emotional, but particularly at the Fantastic Hairdressing Awards, I see all these people that have entered, and to be fair, a lot of them will have gone through courses with myself, and I just think, wow, it's just great. It's just great. I love it.
Very good. Listen, there is a reason we are sitting here at these basins today. Bea is going to be presenting her class, and I suppose to get into the mood, all the class is going to be done from the basin, okay? So it's called Basinage. Listen, tell us a little bit about what they're going to learn from today.
Yeah, I will, yeah. It's a bit cheesy, the name Basinage. I made it up.
I think it's great.
It's basically a balayage technique, but done at the basin, hence the Basinage. So it's a balayage technique that's kind of naturally evolved from the balayage techniques of past, if you like. One of the things that, again, feedback from people that I got quite a lot was, they want to start having something with a bit more fluidity, a softer balayage, as opposed to this darkness and light. Okay. So this is where this technique has come from. It is something that I've seen people do, and I've kind of tweaked it to make it a little bit my own. And we do it at the basin area. It's all done on wet hair, Working with wet hair allows that fluidity, so you get that kind of seamless blend from darkness into light. It's quick. You know, there's no point in me showing anybody a technique that's going to take 2 hours in the salon.
Yeah,
you know, so it's quick. We're going to work with some really lovely toners as well that are very much on trend. Again, I think this kind of cool and warm kind of combination of toning is working really well. I was talking with somebody a couple of days ago, and they were talking about greige, which seems to be a new thing, and it's kind of like the warm greys. I'm not working with greys today. I'm going to work with rose golds and bronzes, but the rose golds have that element of a kind of lilac-y coolness, and then the bronzes have your warmth. So it's that warm and cool together.
Lovely. Okay, very good.
What I'm doing.
Very good indeed. Well, I've seen your model. She looks amazing, right? So I can't wait to see the end result. But the class goes live at 11 o'clock. So if you don't have your place, please do so now. You can go to hairdressinglive.com and you can purchase your ticket, and you can see B here at 11 o'clock presenting her masterclass. So it's just more than a step-by-step. She's given more than, she's going to go into lots of detail in education and everything like that. So her influences and things. So please tune in and we'll see you at 11. Okay, thank you very much, B, for joining us.
Thanks very much.